Ships, ships, ships. Nowhere else in a midnight build are there so many damn ships. Is it true, though? You say a moment you lay eyes on that city, a demon possesses you. It's where all magic comes from, you see. Hey.
They also say the pipe will kill you. Yes, here we are.
Yeah. The whole trip I tried not to, Cicero. But you made a promise. Going back here ain't gonna do you no good.
I made a promise to my parents, too. To feed them. Give them a better life. I need the money, Varro.
And the question is, are you willing to pay with your soul for it?
I suppose we'll find out.
Into the shadows we go. Breathe it in, Cicero. The smell of a bad decision.
Smells like runic spices to me. And sewage.
You joke about it now.
Relax, Varro. I'll see you in a 5-day. I promise.
A promise. And if you break it, I swear to our 7 sisters that I'll come down to the pits myself to wrangle your skinny neck.
I'll see you when I see you, Captain. Pits or none.
Sir.
Sir.
Relax. You are the coach hands I was told to expect?
That's us. Elena Toth, sir.
Ricardo Toth, at your service.
The coach is nearby?
Just a minute this way, sir.
Flashy. I expected the registry to be spending more on dealing with the war than printing up their carriages.
Oh, actually, sir...
Don't get me wrong, I love the finish, but...
Sir, it's this one.
What? Oh. Well, the less attention we draw, the better for us, anyway. Come on, let's see if this butte can get us through the... ages.
Presents out, all of you. Make no trouble for us. You'll have none yourselves.
Sir, do it.
That's it, boys. Stop by again, you know. It was a pleasure.
They're getting bolder by the day.
I would have liked to have seen how bold they felt if they knew he was an Inspectore. I bet they would have thought...
Ricardo!
Hear that, boys? An Inspectore.
You mean you no trouble?
Words spoken behind a blade. The Inspectore will fetch us some. We don't need the other two. Truly, a pleasure.
Watch your flanks!
So, Ricardo, you watched me fight.
He more than watched, sir. He was practically gawking.
Sister.
Relax. All I wanted to know is why you seem so surprised.
Well, 7 Inspectores and none would stoop to a level to have contadani like us present to watch them train.
Doesn't mean you can't steal a glance from the West Wing. The upper levels provide quite the view.
If you don't mind me saying, sir, You're awfully comfortable around us.
What do you mean?
People like us, I mean. Contadani, maskless.
You mean people who have lives and dreams and all? I think I'd be more worrying if I was uncomfortable, no? It's been so long since I've heard that.
Heard what?
Slow down, please. That. The Pale Isle. For a city this dark to have a heart so bright. Let's go. This is new.
Extra security measures, sir, since the war began.
Business?
Transport.
And who are you transport? I see.
Problem, Ilencio?
Carry on.
That wasn't very polite.
You don't expect them to treat war criminals with politeness, do you?
I'm sorry, sir. I didn't mean to.
No. Stop the coach, please. I think I'd like a little time to myself, if you don't mind. I'll make my way up to the White Spire when I'm done.
Of course, sir. We'll be at the stables if you need to find us.
Hey, aren't you forgetting something, scum? Oi, I'm talking to... Of all the souls, I never thought I'd get to see you again.
What do you want?
What do I want? I want you to have a taste of what we went through because of you. Oh, the mouse has teeth. Let's see how well he bites.
Hold your ground! Better than this. Damn it! I need help!
The man who lives like a coward deserves to suffer like one. Valencio, Sir, I swear, I didn't...
Attention. We are in the middle of a war, Sinencio. Do you understand that?
I didn't...
Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Your masquerine is to be used against the mask runners of the city, not against its citizens, exiled or not. You have demonstrated a sore lack of understanding with regards to the utilization of masquerines. You will unbind from your masquerine and have the privilege of its company revoked for a period of 10 days. Keep me waiting any longer and it'll be 30. Go. You lucky bastard. If I hadn't been out for a drink...
At this time, someone's picked up some habits.
Why are you here, Cicero? A man with your reputation must be either mad or desperate to return to the city.
Here, read it.
Summoned back to Umber at the request of the Veron, your exile will be revoked and you will be granted a grand sum of... So what, you're back for the money?
Mad or desperate,
And do you know for what reason you've been called back?
If you can decipher anything from this cryptic mess, please.
You need to see a Vestus.
Accompany me? I think it'd be a good time to hear what's been going on.
You mean it'd be good to have a bodyguard?
Well, I was trying to be nice.
Come on. He's in the White Spire. Would you look at that?
Huh. Elysian stones. I'd have expected the war to curb trade a little.
It did. For about 3 months, until the countries across the belt realized how much they missed our work.
And so they decide to send their traders to a country steeped in civil war.
It isn't that bad. The bloodiest sons have all set. We're just cleaning up what's left of it. In fact, I think in a few years it'll be completely over.
Let's keep going.
I want it! We don't care. You're at least a week away from another rotation. I'm the best firebrand here, and you know it.
Get lost, Travis. You know there's no way you're going to get it.
Were they arguing over a masquerade? Aren't there enough to go around?
The war. Ever since your brother gave out all those masquerades to the mask runners, the death toll on both sides has been great.
And you've been losing masquerades.
So long as they sit upon a dying face, to the dust they go. And now, the city is running out of them. Everyone's feeling it. The guilds, the mask runners, the registry. The Vegelus even suspect that in the next 50 years or so, there'll be fewer than 100 masquerades left.
But there were thousands before. Surely 5 years.
5 years have crippled this country, Cicero. I am sorry. That did not come out as smoothly as I had intended.
You're tired. I understand.
You would, wouldn't you? Well, let's not keep a Vestus waiting.
So, any idea why the old man wants to see me?
Not a very solid one. One of the Regenti has gone missing. And these walls should not be privy to this conversation.
Tell me he's changed, at least a little.
Have fun finding out.
In all the 20 years that I have spent perched upon the spire, not once have I seen my city so broken.
Tristan was telling me the war's almost over.
Over? When does a war end? When the trumpets of peace sound? When the mask runners are dead in the gutter? No. It ends when it ceases to echo through every street or shadow every face. It is over when the halls that it has emptied fill once again. This war is far from over. I trust the past 5 years have treated you well?
They've been kind.
Kind? Is that what you call those years you spent throwing all your coin at barkeeps, fleeing the grip of sobriety?
How?
The Cavalli Fields may be located across the belt, but it's still within the registry's vigil.
And so is plagued by your rats. Why am I here?
The answer is all around you. You've been to the docks. You've walked through the grounds. How many portieri enjoy the company of Mascarenes?
Tristan told me. The city's losing too many of them.
We must learn the secrets of the Mascarenes. Learn how to stop them from disintegrating upon their wearer's death.
This is a job better suited for the Vegelus.
Widen your mind, Cicero. You think I called you here to bury your nose in dusty tomes? You are not the first that I've spoken to of these matters. A regente of mine was tasked 3 months ago to explore the annals we have on Mascarenes. You are here to find him.
How long's he been missing?
He missed sending in his last report due 20 days ago.
And you've sent no one else?
Ophina and Corvus were sent to investigate.
What did they find?
That their songs were shorter than they expected.
Both of them?
Ophina was found hanging in her room, hands tied, wrists slit. Corvus's body was not so fortunate. Whoever it was had resources, wit, knowledge, finesse. To pity the two before you managed to find nothing apart from their own deaths.
So you called me back to feed me to the dogs?
No, I called you back to find my regente. If the canines come at you while you're at it, well...
You're a fool if you think I'll do this.
I'll think much more than that if you turn away. Especially if you read the case notes. You might find the name of my regente interesting.
Razatov.
You two were acquainted, were you not?
Anything else?
Only that you are to breathe no word whatsoever to anyone else regarding this case. Everything else you need is in those notes. Arm yourself in the Hall of Bearings. Then see what you can find. His office in the East Wing is probably a good place to start. That is all.
Survived the trial, I see.
Barely. The bastard's still as oily as ever.
Careful. Walls have ears. So, was I right?
This is about the regente that's gone missing. Razatov.
That's the one? Didn't he...
Save my life? Yes. Hephaestus used that against me.
So now you're on the case, too.
Any advice, then?
Just... try not to die. We've lost enough inspectores as is.
You can bet on that. Now, I need to read these notes first. Then to the Hall of Bearings for a masquerine. Still have time to accompany an old friend?
Why not?
Brother is missing. At least let me speak to the Valencio.
Your color isn't welcome here.
A member of the Blue Guild. Here.
A curious sight indeed. You can take care of yourself?
I'm not a child, Tristan.
Really?
Get out.
Inspectore.
At ease.
I was not told to expect you, sir.
I don't suppose you were. But here I am. And I need a masquerade.
Right this way, sir. I do apologize in advance. Our selection of masquerades has diminished since the war began.
It's all right. I'm not picky.
Beautiful, isn't it?
I'd like a masquerade now, please.
All right. First things first. Your element, sir.
Cyrus? What are you doing?
Sir?
What? I apologize. What was the question?
Your element.
Right. Of course. I'm a firebrand.
And the last time you used a masquerade?
5 years.
Vamus tests?
Distinctions.
Accreditor?
60th percentile. Explains why I didn't turn out to be one of the Vegelers.
All right, sir. It'll take me no more than a heartbeat.
We need the masquerade, Cicero. You're its custodian, and you're an imposter. Going around with that stupid cape of yours? Have you forgotten where your loyalty lies?
Are you almost done, Valis?
Just finished, sir.
You don't know what you've started, brother. Change. That's what. Change for the Contadani, our people.
Here it is, sir.
Come with me. Come with me, Cicero. No.
Sir?
Thank you, Valis.
And there he is.
Who's this?
Calden Azarus, mariner of the Sorelle del Mare.
You're Calden?
You know him?
Yes. No, well, Razatov mentioned that he had a brother before, but he never said very much.
You knew my brother?
Is there a reason why he's here?
I know my brother's missing. Inspector Corvus came to me 2 weeks ago.
All right. Well, I'm sorry.
It's not that, Inspector. I want to help find my brother in any way I can.
You don't know what you're getting yourself into. You haven't heard anything from Corvus because he's dead.
What?
Listen, Calden. Sail the winds back to your guild while you can. You don't want this.
Why?
Because this is not the business of the Blue Guild. And if any within the White Spires see you with me...
All right, then. I suppose all I can ask is that when you find him, please, I'd like to know.
You're just going to let him go?
What?
It's his brother, Cicero.
Mariner! I'd like to at least ask you a few questions first.
Of course.
Oh, this'll rub the old man the wrong way.
All the more reason to do it. Now that both of you are settled, I have business to attend to.
Thank you, Valencio.
Have fun, you two.
Inspectore, I must...
A few questions does not guarantee you a place in this investigation, Mariner. I'd like to make that clear.
Clear as the belt, sir.
Good. Now, we're headed for your brother's office. I'd like to ask you a few things on the way. So, fill me in. When was the last time you saw your brother?
Well,
Memory failing you already?
half a Missouri ago.
2 years. My. And the last time you wrote him a letter, then?
We don't write to each other.
No? This is it. His office.
Finally.
Just a moment, Mariner.
Something the matter, Inspectore?
Yes, in fact. You.
Me?
You, Razatov's brother, whom I have heard so little from him about, who last saw him 2 years ago, and during those years you never spoke or wrote to him whatsoever. And now you're suddenly concerned.
Correct.
And you ask if there's something the matter.
Inspector, the relationship I have with my brother is complicated, but he is still my brother, and if you doubt my concern for him...
I doubt your honesty. Are you certain you know as little about the cases you claim?
Yes. I assure you, on a mariner's moon, I promise, there is nothing I want more than to find my brother.
Let's go in then. Here, let's see what we can find.
My brother slept here?
He was the hardest working of all the Regenti. Couldn't quite draw the line between a personal life and a professional one.
He never did have any desire to start a family.
Despite my efforts.
This is his work?
All the cases that he's had to work with before. He likes keeping them in the open. Watch his collection grow.
This case is large and relatively recent. It's about...
You shouldn't...
Cicero Gavar.
And this investigation is not.
You never mentioned how you knew my brother.
Who are you here for?
I didn't mean to upset you.
Just keep looking.
I don't see anything out of the ordinary, Inspectore. Are you certain that there's something to be found here?
No, I'm not.
But yet you're searching through... coal?
Do you think I'll find anything?
I don't think of a bed of coal when I'm looking for a place to hide things.
Exactly.
What's that?
If you could, Mariner? When you're ready.
Tides? What is that?
They certainly don't look like they're born of the earth.
My brother was keeping Fae. What are you doing?
Those creatures reacted to something.
You think they've got a thing for coals?
I think they've got a thing for this.
What is it?
Well, hopefully someone can tell us. Put the dresser back in place, please. We should... Wonderful.
You forced my hand.
yourself in battle.
I am trained as a Pavicier. My physique didn't really cater for the other Medea.
I can imagine. Hold on.
Found something?
Perhaps it was a good thing those Fae attacked us. That mark that you see over there. The mark of Timerius Candor, a glassmith who works in one of the Registry's wards. The Quiet Order.
Our next lead?
Let's go.
Cicero!
Lucia.
I see you've already made some new friends.
Part of the investigation.
Ah, so the old man took my advice.
Your advice?
After what happened with Corvus and Ophina, nasty business that was. Anyway, he sought my opinion, and well, here you are.
So you're the one I have to blame. Why weren't you put on the case?
I'm too valuable.
Sure.
Where are you off to?
The Quiet Order.
Excellent. We can travel together then.
You too.
Come on. I'll tell you on the way.
So, you told the Vestas to call for me?
It was either that or do it myself. I think the choice was clear.
And the others?
Well, Ophina and Corvus are that, which leaves 5 of us. Darius and Pasha are off in Altamir spying on the Zealots. Riva's down in Rune investigating the murder of one of our diplomats, and you... well, you were farming.
So you don't know anything about the case?
I know the Regenti Razatov is gone, and I know that we lost 2 good inspectores trying to find him.
And you wanted me to be the 3rd?
You were better than all of us, Cicero. You know it.
I don't know. Let's just go.
So, Sorelli.
Calvin.
Calvin. You're brave, standing on White Spire soil.
You say it as though there is something I should fear.
Certainly not. Not out here, at least.
Ah, there you are, sir. I hope everything is well.
It is. Get the coach ready, please. We've got places to go. Mariner, maybe you'd like to follow the twins. Get acquainted?
A rather obedient bunch.
What's this about, Lucia?
What?
Don't tell me you just happened to be in the spire.
Happened, Bella. Have I ever told you about the beggar who was too astute for his own good?
Lucia.
He dies at the end of the story.
You have. Many times.
The mask runners are getting stronger.
What do you mean?
They've taken over the Quiet Order. That's why I'm headed there.
Since when?
A few weeks ago. 5 years this war's been going on, Cicero, and those worms have only gotten stronger. I need to find out how.
That's why you encouraged Avestus to bring me back? So I could be your resource? I have a case to solve.
Cicero, please. You're the only one who...
Quiet Order. Go.
A ride would have been nice.
So, Mariner. Mariner.
Are you trying to say something?
Why do they call you that? Do you sail out onto the belt often?
Not anymore.
Oh, well, you used to?
Before I settled down.
Settle down?
I'm in charge of an orphanage now.
With children?
No, cats and dogs, I'm sure.
Oh, I love animals. What?
Eyes on the road, Toths. Elena, please stop bullying your brother. And Ricardo.
Yes, sir?
Just keep going. You both stay here. I'll come find you when I'm done. So this is the business you were talking about. Lucia told me about it. You met her?
We've been expecting her. She's supposed to help us find a way in.
She got caught up with a few things. Should be on her way.
And you're here for...
the investigation. There's someone I need to see inside.
I'm afraid it's going to have to wait. We've got Portieri pushing all the walls we can, but the mask runners... I think our men are just getting tired.
How did you lose it in the first place?
The Portieri that managed to get out say that the mask runners just appeared from the streets. Happened too suddenly. They lost the ward overnight.
Well, I'll see you later.
I suppose you will.
The longer we wait, the colder our lead.
Who said anything about waiting?
You did.
I said I'd see him later. Nothing about waiting in that. Mariner, you're a strong man, aren't you? If you could give this a little tug?
It wasn't secured.
I wonder why. Come on.
Things I do for you, brother.
Closed it behind you?
I did. What is going on in that head of yours?
Anytime wards have been taken over in the last 50 years, it's been through frontal assaults. Nobody thinks about drains. Rather interesting place for mists.
All over the city. This has been an increasingly common sight.
Everywhere.
Sometimes even in the streets.
Get behind me!
What are Fae doing here?
You said this mist was becoming more common?
Only in the last few years, yes.
And Fae, have they been more common as well?
You think they're related?
You don't? It's quite a clear connection. The Federalists probably have something on this. We can ask when we get back, but for now...
We should keep moving.
The exits to the Quiet Order should be that way.
What are they doing?
Whatever it is, we will have to go through them. Are you ready?
As I'll ever be.
Got your backs. on, come on!
Mask Runner.
You were right.
Come on, we're almost there.
What if they try to kill us?
Then we defend ourselves. Simple. What's wrong?
I am not the lightest person around.
You'll be fine. Come on.
Please. Come on. Damn it. I told you.
Get him! Here they come!
I can't stand for much longer. I'm sorry.
Walking around in all that blue, we don't stand a chance.
What do you...
This one's got wide hips. His trousers should suffice.
His shirt isn't even going to cover half my chest.
Point?
Fine.
Impressive tattoo. Hadn't thought you'd be the type.
Yeah. Thanks.
What's it about?
Are you here to investigate me or my brother?
Come on.
They must have heard us from here.
There's enough food to last them weeks.
An outpost.
See what you can find.
Anything interesting?
Whoever wrote this talks about a figure called the Herald.
I found this too.
Wait for the Herald's command, nothing else.
Herald?
I don't know. I've never heard of him before.
Then he must be new.
Or I might not be as knowledgeable about the Mask Runners as everyone in this damn city seems to think. There doesn't seem to be anything left for us. have missed it under all this filth.
And it's raw.
We'll have to find an Artigiani and Fabra to help us touch it up. We can't be seen walking around with it like this.
You intend on keeping it?
Well, I won't tell the registry as long as you don't.
All right, then. This one had better hold. All right, we're in. Now what?
Now we look for our glassmith. We should start with the central marketplace. I think it's through that corridor.
Color-coded?
Green for produce, red for smithing, teal for leatherwork.
And glassware?
Yellow.
Looks like our glassmith's taken off.
Hopefully he left something for us to find.
What are you thinking of?
Orders, receipts, anything that might flesh out his connection with Raz.
I'll keep an eye out.
I found something.
What is it?
An order for 100 glass bell jars.
Who signed it?
Raz himself. His signature is...
Hey!
Fine day, fellas.
Aren't you supposed to be... the gate?
Dad.
Too close.
Indeed. We should hurry. The order he placed for the jars was supposed to be delivered to a house up that street.
They're in a hurry.
Something must have happened at the gate. We should keep moving.
Marco? Marco, we're supposed to be...
Oh no.
You're... Get them!
Hold your ground!
I can take it. I don't have much left. A welcome sight you are.
It's not happening again.
Better be. Can't stand for much longer.
What? We don't have time. Come on.
Tides.
More searching, less curtain. So here lies our shipment.
But what was he using them for?
It had something to do with that Faye in his office, definitely. Other than that, though... Woundsbane. My mother's favorite.
Oh?
It's a natural disinfectant. She applied it a lot when I was a child.
So, you're one of those kids.
You don't want to hear the stories. Fistfights are a dozen a week.
You and who?
Well, mostly with... I don't know. People. Forget it.
Shredder. paper. They're all clean, too.
Paper. Just like what the Fae were made of back in his office. There.
I don't understand.
The blood.
There's blood elsewhere as well.
Well, look at the pattern. That blood was dripped, not spattered or spilt like the rest.
What do you say?
This blood here, in this circle, it was shed deliberately. The only question is, what for?
What are you doing?
You're a decent healer, aren't you, Mariner?
I'd like to think so. What? Tides? What?
Don't mend it yet.
What are you testing, Inspectore?
All right, Mariner. Now would be a good time. My palm, Mariner.
Did we just...
Heal me, Calden.
We've got this!
Summoned Fae. No one else in the entire city knows how to, do they? Tides? How did my brother even...
It doesn't make sense.
What?
The blood. Too much spilt in too many directions. There was a fight. People.
I'm not sure that...
A fight in a place like this? Coincidence? Highly unlikely. There was a purpose behind this bloodshed.
What?
Unlikely to kill. To capture, then. Incapacitate.
You think someone's taken my brother?
And left this place standing, blood dried, evidence strewn around. Why? Why would they do that?
All right, Renia. We...
Don't. Your child is wounded.
Don't listen to him, Renia.
The Mariner is a healer. It may not be too late.
Please.
Masquerine off. I'm not asking again.
Olaf, please. If he meant to kill us, we would not be standing.
Answer my questions and the Mariner will tend to the child.
Anything, please.
When you claimed this ward, was there a man who owned this house?
We saw the Herald leave here carrying a body. It's how I thought it was empty.
Was he alive?
He was struggling when I saw it.
Then they have him.
Calden, tend to the child. Who is this Herald?
Our leader, who speaks on behalf of the lady.
The lady?
She's lost much blood, but she will survive.
Thank you. Lady bless you, thank you.
Who is this lady?
It's locked. Move aside.
Portieri! Calden, cover their necks in the blood.
What?
Do it! Get down.
Inspectore. Senencia Vitris, sir. I see the old Cicero Gavar has not forgotten how to defend himself.
We're fine.
We were given orders to bring you to the Valencio, sir. I'll await you outside.
Gavar. Thank you.
Senencia, just a quick word. How did you get in?
After you left, the Valencio ordered a couple of us to follow you. He knew you'd turn up something.
Damn it, Tristan.
There!
Come on, sir. The Valencio's in the marketplace.
Hold your breath! It's better than this.
Valencio.
How are the other sections?
Majority have returned successful. Minimal casualties.
The Herald?
No sign. However, we do expect to wrest full control of the ward within the hour.
You follow me without my consent.
Senencia, you are dismissed. It is good to see you as well, Cicero.
You used me.
Cicero, please.
I did not come back for this. Why do you think I didn't tell you? I am sorry. I truly am. But if I had asked you to help us find another way in, you wouldn't have. So you acted behind my back, used me to kill my brother's people. They have killed so many of ours. This sends a message, Cicero. A message that could potentially end the war. At what cost? I am not made of stone. I have a heart. But it goes out to my kin and blood before their murderers. And if performing my duties requires me to step over your ideals, I am sorry. I know you see your brother in them. I understand how you understand nothing.
Senencia, get the Inspector and his companion their attires, please. I know it may not mean much, but I am sorry.
But you would do it again.
Yes.
Inspectore.
We'll be here if you need us, sir.
Thank you.
I'm sorry about what happened earlier.
Don't be. You're here to find your brother, not deal with my demons.
If you ever need help...
A generous offer, but I knew what I was in for when I returned.
Then why did you?
Did you know Avestus promised me enough crescents to last a lifetime if I came back?
So you're back for coin?
Come on. We should speak with Kairi. Hopefully she can tell us more about the Fae.
So what's the plan exactly?
We need to find out what Razatov was doing with the Fae. If anyone could tell us more...
It would be the head researcher of the registry.
This is for you, sir.
What is this?
A set of uniform. The Varone wishes for you to change into them, then meet him in the reception hall. We've a room for your privacy just over there.
Dismissed. Just a moment.
I'll be here. It fits?
I hate it.
Why?
Well, forget it. Now come on, Avestus.
Listen, Cicero. I can see that this search for my brother has brought you to dark places.
I hope you know I'm not doing this for you.
I never thought you were, but I'd like to aid you where I can.
Ah, we're on the same page then. You can start by not asking so many questions. Now, hurry along.
Why do you hate it?
Please, Mariner.
It's just a question.
Because this symbolizes everything about me that my brother would disapprove of. And I am wearing it. Satisfied?
Quite.
You'd better be. Now come along.
So many portieri. Makes me uncomfortable.
Tragic circumstances, truly.
Certainly. And it is the responsibility of the Samora to offer support where we can.
And the registry is ever so grateful. And there he is.
Judge Master, Varone, I apologize if I've interrupted something.
Not at all, Inspectore. In fact, I was hoping to see you personally to deliver the news.
Should I be frightened?
Inspectore, meet Tiziana de Felice, one of my finest marshals. The moment I heard you'd returned, I understood that the White Spire must have been on hot coals.
And the Judge Master was ever so generous to lend the Lucas strength to our cause.
In what fashion?
The Marshal will be assisting us in the investigation.
You've told her about it?
Of course. For the sake of our kin, we must set aside our differences, Cicero. But my words are wasted. I can see that you already understand.
So the Sorelli is part of the investigation as well? I'm just here to...
As Razatov's brother, of course. As I said, finding him is reason enough to overlook the schism between the Samora and the Registry.
That is good to hear. I will admit that I am pleased. Surprised, but pleased. That the pride many scorn the Registry for having has not clouded your judgment.
And I say gratefully the same. That the fallacious arrogance of the Luca hasn't stopped you from stooping to assist us.
Well, if that is all, I'd like a final word with my marshal before she joins you.
Take as much time as you need.
Stay here. never liked politics.
Cunning bastard.
What are they talking about?
How best to spy on us, I'm sure.
Do you think he's... Did Fabio tell the Crown about this meeting?
And share the opportunity to get the upper hand? I doubt it.
Then he's cornered you, hasn't he? If you turn down his offer for help, he'll have reason to bring it up to the Crown.
Citing my dissidence as reason for suspicion that I'm hiding something.
They'll conduct an investigation.
And they'll find out about Razatov and what he's working on.
Just what you want to avoid.
And if I do accept his help...
Then he'll have a spy among your ranks. But, given the choice between one rat from the Luca or the attention of the Crown...
He knows that I will not act against him.
Unbelievable. Any plans on dealing with this?
Other than keeping her out of the loop as much as possible. Perhaps an accident.
Lay a finger on her and a dozen more of the Golden Guild will be nipping at our heels, you know that.
I've always wondered how different things might have been if I'd made you a Regenti.
I may hate the beat of the city's politics, but it doesn't mean that I don't know how to dance to it.
Really? Because I don't think dragging along extra colors is in any way politically astute.
The Mariner is hiding something, and it might be connected to his brother's disappearance. You brought me back to do a job. Let me do it.
I apologize for the delay. Tiziana is ready to assist whenever you are.
That would be now. We're on the way to meet the head vigilist. Marshal, shall we?
Certainly.
Would you care for a walk, Judge Master? I believe there are a few trade routes the Dieci have set up that might be of interest to you.
A walk sounds magnificent, Verone. Thank you.
So, Marshal, how much of the case have you been briefed about exactly?
Enough.
You have no questions that you'd like answered?
Inspectore, if you're attempting to goad out of me the extent of my knowledge about this case so that you can use it against me, I suggest you try a different tactic.
Ouch.
So let me get this straight, Marshal. You believe that I'm out to con you?
I do not dance the dance of politics, so I will be straightforward with you. Yes. You being called back is a sign that secrets are being stirred. I know you're keeping something from me, as the registry is keeping something from my guild, and I'm here to find out what. Is that straight enough for you, Inspectore?
Surprisingly so.
So you're here to spy on us?
You've never dipped your fingers in the pool of politics, have you?
Too bloody for my tastes.
Well, the Inspectore knows what's going on as well as I do, and that's all that matters. Now, if we're done wasting time...
Never thought I'd ever see the insides of this place. The registry's always so stiff about sharing.
Just remember, we're here for Cairo, not for sightseeing.
Of course. Lead on. Trouble?
The silence is too deep here. Usually there are...
Watch yourselves! Get them! The light will cut you down!
Sorry. A welcome sight you are.
Stronger than I thought.
What are you doing?
It is customary for portieri to stitch insignias of some sort. These have none, and they are poorly fitted.
What is it?
Nothing, just a thought.
A thought?
Don't bother yourself with it.
Inspectore, allow me to make something clear to you. There are two ways that this can go. The first, if you pay me with respect and honesty regarding the case, I will offer my full assistance. And as I have just demonstrated, I can be useful.
Do I want to hear the second?
If you attempt to blind me with lies and fabrications, I can make this investigation very difficult for you, as I have also just proven.
Are you threatening me?
I'm presenting options.
Fabio put you up to this, didn't he?
On the contrary, the Judge Master would be especially displeased, I imagine, with my forthrightness.
Yet you are unashamed to admit it.
The veils of deception set aflame, to the mask of lies do the same.
A song?
The Bright Chorus. It had once been the moral compass for the Luca. That was a verse from it. No one sings them anymore.
Make your choice, Inspectore. The wick of time is ever burning.
I suspect these are mask runners.
Why?
Just before this, we found evidence that has led us to believe that they have taken Razatov captive.
What would they want with him?
He was creating Fae.
What?
I don't know why or how he knows how to, but he was. But now the mask runners have him.
You believe they're after the head Vegelus as well?
If she knows about this, then perhaps.
I see. You chose well, Inspectore.
Don't make me regret it. Now come on. If those men were guarding the entrance, Claire is still somewhere here.
We've got this!
A welcome sight you are.
Remember, if you lie to me again, another one of your dogs will die. You've cost one of them his life already. You don't want another on your hands, do you?
No.
Good. Now, let me repeat the call numbers again. And this time, I don't expect you to say that they don't exist, all right?
Yes.
The first, DF328D439KL3. The second, DT8548172PG6. The third, DP903.
What is going on, Cicero?
They're looking for specific books. Razatov must have had something to do with this.
Well, best to act while we have the element of surprise.
Wait, Tiziana!
Get them!
You forced my hand. I can't stand for much longer. Sorry. myself the heat. Thanks. I can take it.
Into the light once again.
I can't keep this up.
I told you. You chose well.
Unbind the Vegelis. Calden, see if they need healing.
Ages. Thank you, Cicero.
Are you hurt?
I'm fine. What are you doing here?
Actually, we were here for answers, but it seems that all we found are questions instead. He was asking you about books?
If only he just asked. Capturing all my Vegelis like this, a tad overdramatic, I'd say.
Why did he want them?
I don't know. I do remember their call numbers, though.
We should get them ourselves then. See if...
Are those... I knew the Fae problem was bad, but even here...
It's related to why we came to find you, actually.
The Fae?
This is not the first of its kind that I've encountered. And I have a theory as to how and where they're spawning.
I'm all ears.
One thing at a time. I'll tell you what we've learned about the Fae after we get the books, if that's all right with you.
As much as I'd like to know now, I suppose my curiosity can wait. I can bring you to the books they were looking for, but they took all our Masquerines, tossed them to the lower levels. If there are more Fae out there...
We'll handle them.
The wounded have been healed.
And they're all cut loose.
Then let's go. We'll find the books and clear a way for the Vegelis as well.
The first 2 books are on this level.
Watch your flanks!
This is too much. You're on your own.
Focus! It's too much.
Is this it?
It is. It's a compilation of folk tales that we believe the Dementicati had once told.
That is incredibly thick.
What would Raz want with folk tales?
We'll have time to figure it out later. We should get the other two.
I'll cover you. Better move than them. I don't have much left. I'm sorry.
Seems I was blinded.
Just scratch.
A welcome sight you are. That hurt. Taking too much. I'm gone.
You have my thanks.
All right. Are we near it?
It's right here. This is a book about Dementicati history. It chronicles the Empire's expansion of territory.
That's huge.
Your Regenti was interested in ancient people, it seems.
But why?
We'll get the last one and hopefully we'll find our answers.
It's upstairs.
Let's go.
Justice will blind you!
A welcome sight you are. That hurt.
Seems I was blinded.
Can't stand it much longer. Sorry. A welcome sight you are. Better move them. This is too much.
Into the light once again.
You're on your own. Thanks.
You have my thanks.
Can't stand for much longer.
All right. Not even a scratch.
A welcome sight you are. Better move them.
Seems I was blinded. Just a scratch.
I'm sorry.
Light, protect me.
A welcome sight you are. I can take it.
By the light. You have my thanks.
Is that the last of them?
I hope so.
I certainly hope your theories about the Fae will explain that to me.
I'm hoping they do too. But again, let us find the last book first.
I recognized its spine while you were fighting the creature.
And its size, no doubt.
Tides. Of all the books we had to collect, it had to be the 3 biggest ones.
Inspectore, if it's your plan to go through each...
I don't think we have any other choice.
Even with a pair of eyes on each volume, it'll take you at least a week to get through them.
Worse still, we don't even know what we're looking for.
Hold on. I need a moment to think.
Cicero, what if we try to...
By myself, please. All right, Raz. Give me something. Yes. Right. Power. Creating power, using it to expand. Anything that smacks of strength or supremacy.
Inspectore.
I said I'd like to be alone, Marshal.
Are you all right?
I will be if you give me a second.
All right. I'll see you with the others then.
Thought long enough?
Yes, I have.
You have an idea on how to get us through the tomes, then?
I do, in fact. Follow me.
Cicero, why are you keeping them here? They're agitated enough about what happened.
Just a moment, Kyrie, please. I apologize for the delay. I understand how uncomfortable it must be standing here, but there is a final request that I have for you. I am looking for information within this book, as well as within the two my colleagues are carrying. I do not have the luxury of time to sift through its contents, and I implore you to lend me your assistance for just a few moments in this endeavor.
Cicero, they might be Vegelus, but that doesn't mean they can cover 1,000 pages in one...
Inspetore!
Take it. Books can be repaired, rewritten. Time cannot. Mariner, Marshal, perhaps you'd like to cover your eyes, Kyrie. And maybe your ears. Now, you're searching for anything that hints at great power. Undefeated leaders, huge swaths of land claimed, rebellions quelled in a day.
Inspetore, I think I found something.
Go on.
I'm looking at a timeline of the Dimenticate's history of expansion. There was a specific point in time after which they began furiously claiming land.
And what point is that?
It's referred to as Aechian Sun, of the year of Nuav.
Good. Everyone else, keep that in mind.
Something else, sir.
Yes?
It's a religious text about some godsend that the Menticati was supposedly blessed with.
Go on.
They're referred to here as the knife, the seed, and the heart.
They're here as well. Says that they changed the very face of the Menticate society, allowed them to start winning wars.
It would fit the timeline.
Excellent. The knife, the heart, and the seed. Remember those names.
Something more, sir. From a story. It's about where they came from. These were flesh of the god himself, from the marrow of our father's bone. They were presented to us in steepled fingers of stone.
Good, good. Now, does anyone have anything on what exactly they were? How they functioned, what they did? That was worth a try. Is there anything else anyone deems important? Well, I suppose that's it then. Thank you all for your cooperation. You're quite free to leave when you're ready.
That was a smart move, Inspetore. Disrespectful to paper hearts, but smart.
And desperation breeds innovation.
And your search criteria were conveniently accurate?
A hunch. If mask runners were searching for something, what else would it be but power?
So, now what?
Now, recollection. The mask runners knew about the numbers certainly from Razatov.
Razatov?
They have him. Captured him. For what I now suspect to be his research.
The knife, seed, and heart.
What do they do, exactly? All we understand is that they were the key to the Dimenticate's power. But how?
I'm sure we'll soon find out. If the mask runners have captured Razatov and are now looking for books that involve him...
They're after the artifacts.
And so are we. It's our best bet at finding Razatov.
Then we have to beat them to it.
We can start by paying the Cleaver a visit.
I don't recognize the name.
In steepled fingers of stone. And there is only one place that is conjured from that imagery. A set of ruins in Cacciatore territory called the Cleaver.
But that quote was from a story.
And if you have stronger leads, Mariner, I suggest you lay them out, please.
You're right. I apologize.
Now, if that's all...
One last thing, Cicero.
Ah, yes, the Fae. Of course. I'll meet you at the coach. Right. So, about the Fae. I have a theory that they're related to the Mists, and summoning them requires a ritual of some sort that involves blood and loose articles. Papers, books, anything that can be used as a physical building block for a form.